Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and in this video we are going to make a low-carb corn tortilla. And you will notice I did not make air quotes when I said corn. But before we do that, if you enjoy low-carb cooking videos, product and ingredient reviews, as well as lessons learned from my experiences with the ketogenic lifestyle and intermittent fasting, click that subscribe button right down there. And while you're at it, click the bell next to it so you're notified whenever I release a new video. I felt it was appropriate to wear this shirt given the video content, but it's one of my old XL shirts that actually used to be tight on me, and now it's, a circus tent. One of the side effects of doing keto is you need new t-shirts. If you're like me and really love Mexican food, you've probably been jonesing pretty hard for a good low-carb tortilla. You've probably also gotten out and seen a lot of different YouTube videos, tried the recipes, that, said, oh, best keto corn tortilla ever, the last corn tortilla you'll ever need, OMG, this is totes legit keto corn tortilla, and you try it out and you're left thinking, what? This doesn't taste like a tortilla I've ever had. So I made it my personal mission to create a corn tortilla that actually uses corn and tastes like corn and has a texture that is like a tortilla. In fact, I'm going to say it, it's better than a regular corn tortilla in terms of texture because it has more pliability and flexibility. So if you overfill it, it's not going to rip. It rolls really well if you're making enchiladas. It's a really good corn tortilla. Now, if you've ever made homemade tortillas, like masa tortillas, you know there's a bit of work involved, and there's going to be a bit of work involved in this as well. In fact, more than just making a regular tortilla. So brace yourself, this isn't like making a chaffle. Additionally, you're going to need some hardware. You're going to need a tortilla press. You're going to need one, preferably two cast iron skillets. You're going to need a blender, cookie sheet, oven, some of that other stuff that I kind of expect you're going to have. Also, and I don't want to go all serious on you here, but before you start asking questions about substitutions, the answer is pretty much no. I worked this recipe for quite a while trying to obtain that specific taste and texture. So really the only two substitutions I think you can make in this recipe are if you've got a strong aversion to pork rinds, you can leave out the pork rinds. It's going to change the texture, doesn't have a huge impact on the taste. Also for the fat, I prefer to use pork leaf lard. It just, to me, that's more traditional when you're doing authentic Mexican. If you don't have pork lard or don't want to buy it or have some objection to it and want to use a different oil, I would probably recommend olive oil. But aside from that, the recipe is what the recipe is. So let's get to making it. We're going to start with a can of baby corn. Now when you're purchasing this, pay close attention to the label. This can right here, 42 net grams of carbs in the can. This can right here, 6 net grams of carbs in the whole can. So pay attention to the label. Drain the corn and save that corn juice. We'll be using it later. Arrange your corn on a baking sheet lined with a silicone mat or parchment paper. Place in your oven on the top rack and broil on high. We want our corn to get a nice golden brown roast on it. So while that's going on, let's prep our dry ingredients. For the dry ingredients, we'll start with 1/2 cup of coconut flour, 2 tablespoons psyllium husk powder, 1 teaspoon nutritional yeast, 1/2 teaspoon taco seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Whisk the dry ingredients together. Now, depending on your oven, it could take 15 minutes, maybe even 20 to start getting this nice golden color and caramelization on your baby corn. While the corn cools down, we're going to make our wet ingredients. To the corn juice we saved before, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of amaretti sweet corn extract. To this, we will add 1 teaspoon of cornbread extract from, I don't know if it's triple O extracts or OO extracts, but whatever, that's what we're using. The link will be in the description below. Then we'll add 1 tablespoon of pork lard, which I will pop in the microwave to melt the lard. Add your corn and corn liquid to a blender and blend into a puree. Now earlier I had forgotten to add the 2 tablespoons of pork rind crumbs to my dry ingredients, so we'll do that now. And then add our corn mixture. Initially I mix with a spatula, but once it comes together enough that it's not really sticking to the spatula anymore, I switch to using my hands. The great thing about this particular dough, just like masa, is it doesn't really stick to your hands. After mixing or kneading for a minute or two, it should really come together in a ball, which we'll place in some plastic wrap and let hydrate for the next 5 to 10 minutes while we preheat our skillets. We'll set our first skillet to kind of the low end of medium, and our second skillet to kind of the medium end of low. We're going to cut the dough into 8 pieces. For the tortilla press, I find that cutting out a square from a Ziploc bag works really well. We'll roll our ball together. I find making tortillas is an awful lot like parenting. You need to be firm, but gentle. Gently peel off the plastic and roll onto the griddle. Don't be squeamish about this. If you jerk away because you're afraid you're going to get burnt, you're going to fold the tortilla. Now my cast iron is really well seasoned, so I don't need to use any sort of non-stick substance. After about a minute or a minute and a half, it should be ready to go to the second griddle. Another minute to minute and a half, and it's ready to go onto a cooling rack. Now the cool thing is, because of the timing of each one of these steps, you can totally get an assembly line thing going. Basically at all times, you're making a tortilla, there's one on skillet 1, and there's one finishing on skillet 2. From number 2 to cooling rack, from 1 to 2, and from tortilla press to 1. Lather, rinse, repeat. These really have the heft and feel of a homemade masa tortilla. They're very pliable, they're a little flexible, which is good if you overfill your tacos the way I do. But how do they taste? Here we go. This, my low-carb brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you, is a real corn tortilla. If you've been eating tacos in lettuce or some other bogus non-tortilla wrap, this is going to be a life changer for you. It is that good. As for the macros on this recipe, according to Carb Manager, each tortilla has only 2 net grams of carbs, 3 grams of fat, 2 grams of protein, and 67 calories. Now I don't want to come off as all full of myself, but I think that this recipe is so good that there may be other channels that take this and claim it as their own. And I'm a relatively small and new player here in the whole low-carb cooking thing, so that's entirely possible. I hope it doesn't. I hope that if you use this recipe in a video that you'll give me some credit for it. I guess, we can always check the timestamp. The date on this video is Friday, September 20th. Any video you see after that that has this recipe, well, they may have gotten it from me. Or maybe they just completely came up with it on their own independently. That's entirely possible too. So anyhow, go make yourself some tortillas. You're gonna love these things. I can't wait to read what you think down in the comments below. Thanks for watching.